Drew long pan a topic, all in pan a rocket. Muscle confusion in my try make logic. Drew yourself and stop it when Rochelle upon a unicorn. Common sense so come on back to base like a uniform. Wagwan. Best podcast in the broadcast. Listen when indoors, listen first class. Talk about enough things, make you start laugh. Best podcast in the world. Wagwan. Best podcast in the world.
Wagwan, everybody, Wagwan.
Yeah, we're there.
Greetings from the Most High. Joe.
Jesus Christ.
All right, guys, just a little bit of housekeeping before we get started. We have a YouTube channel. If you don't already know, now you know. The YouTube channel is the Wagwan Podcast. Please subscribe, like, and share any of our content. Feel free to tell a friend.
Yes. And if you want us to talk about something that you want to hear about, email us at wagwanpodcasts@gmail.com, WAHGWAN podcast@gmail.com. And we're also on Instagram. Follow us, comment. Yeah.
We're also found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Amazon Music, and all your other favorite streaming platforms. If it's a platform for streaming, we are definitely on it. Make sure you check us out.
Well, Rochelle,
Yeah.
how are you doing?
Good enough. There. How are you?
I'm good. Can't complain. Miss Ababa?
Yes. Ali.
Yo, the sun is almost out.
Literally.
God, you're building
Because it's
a
coming
holy
out
pass.
early now. So
Yo,
literally and figuratively.
my youth, the muscle confusion go from the brain to the body. You know that, Dre?
I
Mercy.
know. Well, Wagwan podcast listeners, today, this episode is gonna be a whole heap of muscle confusion.
Mercy. Ready for it. This is why I came tonight.
Rochelle was on time. This episode is called Conspiracy Theories. Now, Rochelle and Mr. Barber have a ton of these, and
but you don't have none, Andre? So you don't have none.
Sparing you listeners.
So hold on. Andre, hold on. Back that up. Do you, Mr. Andre, are insinuating that you don't have no conspiracy?
High Hard does insinuate. High Hard does insinuate that you and Mr. Baba got a whole heap of them.
But you only have straight fox.
I got a couple. You matter of fact, y'all gonna name some of mine. So
okay.
I might not even have any to name when y'all are there.
All right. The first one I go touch everybody to it tonight. When we're ready for
really? Like, go
We're
ahead.
ready.
Let's get it.
What's that?
All right. First one. Starting with the foolishness that the vaccine don't work.
Yep.
That's your conspiracy theory that the vaccine don't work?
That's my conspiracy.
So you think the vaccine don't work?
No. Quite
just
the contrary. I'm saying that's a conspiracy.
I thought we were coming with conspiracy theories that we believe. I thought that's
you never say we believe nothing. That was never discussed about belief. Just conspiracy theories. That's it.
If we just naming stuff, like, come on. I thought y'all were gonna be naming this. That's how it's fun if it's something you actually believe.
I believe that.
So come, Rochelle, give me one you do believe. I don't want to hear what you don't believe.
I do believe in the weather machine called HARP. And I do believe that they're able to control the weather and decide what country or what area is going to get an earthquake, tornado, all of that. I do 100% believe in HARP.
Why you think they would want to give an area an earthquake? Outside of Haiti, who's been
no. So let's even talk about Haiti.
I said outside of them.
Okay, so I can give you an example. So a couple years ago, a particular country did not agree with some major players when it came to certain decisions in regards to their economy. And the very next day, they didn't sign the paperwork when everybody was there. And then the very next day, that country had like one of the biggest tsunamis on record for that country. So coincidence, maybe? I don't think so.
So you're saying this machine does tsunamis, does earthquakes?
Any weather. It's a weather machine. So it does weather.
But earthquake is not weather.
It is.
Yes, it is.
It's a natural occurrence. It falls under natural disasters, weather. Right.
Okay.
So if you're able to cause shock waves, you can literally cause or act as if the plates are actually moving and thus create earthquakes. So it can be done.
Yes.
But again, it's a conspiracy. You understand?
Yep. I love that. Great answer.
So, Mr. Barber, give me one of yours.
Oh,
tell
man.
me why you believe.
I was just talking to my boy about this today. Bob Marley was killed.
Yep.
I agree. That's not a question.
Bob Marley was killed.
Absolutely. I agree.
There was a reporter who allegedly, and this story came out as saying not true, but I don't believe that it's not true. There was a reporter who interviewed Bob Marley from Rolling Stone magazine, made him try on some Converses, and allegedly there was a laced pin which stabbed him in the toe and gave him cancer. I don't believe Bob Marley died just from randomly getting cancer.
I agree with you 100%.
Yes.
I'm not sure of the logistics of the situation, but I know that he was a dangerous man on many levels because he would have united Jamaica. And, you can't make Black people unite. Then they're too strong, they're too powerful, they know the true power and all of this. And also too, Bob Marley was literally causing a lot of the world to wake up, right? A lot of his songs were revolutionary songs. A lot of his songs caused people to start being woke from in the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So woke didn't just start this year or last year. Bob Marley was trying to wake us up when he said to free our minds from mental slavery. He was telling us the business before everybody even knew there was a business.
Yes.
So he was very dangerous. So he had to die.
Yes.
So I agree with you, Ali.
Yes. Dre?
Gotcha. A conspiracy theory, I believe. They're listening to the calls there.
Yep.
Mercy, every day. All the time. Andre, I definitely believe it. Definitely agree.
Every call.
Every single call.
Okay. Not even call though, but everything you
listening
say.
Or is recorded?
Well, if you're recording it, something is listening to it. I mean, I don't think there is a person sitting at a desk, but I do think there's software listening because
for trigger words.
Correct, exactly. And if based on your social media stuff, like there's a file on everybody.
I agree.
Based on your social media and stuff, information you put out there, they have a file and they know, okay, we should be paying attention to this guy more or not. And based on your file, they can also trigger you. So like when you see a guy go and shoot up a building,
Mm-hmm.
Like the government have ways to trigger you to action. They have they study, like I believe the government study people so well. Like there is a actual map of when people will do what, right? And so if the army wanted a revolt to happen in a country, the
Mm-hmm.
army knows
Where?
exactly which things to do,
Mm-hmm.
and they know exactly what the result will be. And
Mm-hmm.
after we get to 1, 2, and 3, when we do number 4, everybody got to leave because revolt is going to happen.
Yep.
That's how
Proceed.
they set up coups and revolutions and all these different things, because they
I
know
agree.
exactly how the human mind uh, work.
And also too, Andre, I think it's I think it's 9/11 made it okay. You know what I'm saying? Before 9/11, nobody would have signed off on it. So it was done in the shadows. But after 9/11, I think the go ahead was good. And I think just like how there are code words that, as you said, there are things listening, right? We don't have to be people, but mechanisms are in place. And when you say certain trigger words, that's when they start watching you. That's when they start saying, okay, this is the one we need to, like pay close attention to. And you're absolutely right. I do think that there are ways to trigger you, and especially social media, right? They always talk about the rabbit hole, right? Everything that you say, if you notice, you say something, right? The other day, I was saying something to my daughter, and by the time I went on the phone, the ad that came up was from the same thing I just said. Like, what? How we do that? Have you ever said, "Oh, I'm thinking about this," and by the time you check your phone, you're going to Google, it's the same thing? Or if you're thinking about buying a car, every ad, even on the TV, which is weird, is a car ad or whatever it is that you're doing. So obviously, something is being plugged into that system to focus on us. Negative, positive, and as you said, even can push us to a limit to do things that we would not necessarily do within our right mind.
True that. I have to agree with you guys there.
Oh boy, it's a whole lot of agreeing going on tonight. Who's next? Rochelle? I think who was first? Rochelle, who
Yeah,
was
Rochelle
first?
is next.
Okay, another conspiracy theory. I don't know how much people are going to believe this, but I do believe that, as I said, not just your phone, but I believe your TV watches you in the nights.
What?
If you don't have
What do you
no
mean?
camera, how you watch you? If you're not on a camera.
Who tell us I not have camera? They won't tell us I have camera?
Some TVs have cameras in it.
Okay, all right. But I'm all these new smart TV, how you know they're not watching in the night? So let me tell you about my TV.
My TV
Right?
ain't in my room, so.
Oh, good for you. Good for you. Them now watch you, Dre. Them now watch you. I have a TV in my room, and like one night, I just saw like the lights flickering.
In
Just
the TV.
yeah, some weirdness of Gwan.
Uh-huh.
But listen to this. Listen to the tricky part now. When I like got up, it stopped flicker. And when I lay back down and close my eye like I'm not doing nothing, it stopped flicker again. Somebody to watch me. Somebody watch. Jay, I'm speaking. Why are you laughing at me, son? Why are you laughing at me?
I'm dumpy. Yeah, I'm dumpy.
I'm dumping on my TV. Well, me don't have dump in there, you know, but something is in there watching me in the night. You understand?
Oh my gosh.
So I'm just saying, if you got no smart TV, just watch it. Because I believe in Skynet. That's another conspiracy we need to get into. Skynet.
All right, we get there.
I didn't watch Terminator.
How dare you, Ali? What do you
What
mean?
was Skynet again? What was that?
No,
Skynet. You seen Eagle Eye?
Yeah. I remember
you hold on.
vaguely.
You watch Eagle Eye, but not Terminator? Really?
You know, Terminator came out when I was so young that I don't
Okay,
remember
but
it.
them already have like 5 new one. What is the problem?
Yeah, I need to watch it.
Exactly. You need to ask for
I need to
forgiveness.
watch it.
Yeah. So literally, it's we created AIs as what we're doing now, and they evolved and they literally was learning more about us, and they realized that we were going to like kill the earth. So they decided to kill us instead. Basically, long story short. So it's just creating AI that has evolved even more and faster than we could ever evolve, and in a shorter time. And therefore, they know that the only way to protect the earth is to literally wipe us out. And now there's a war going on between man and machine. But I feel that we're getting there. I feel that we're almost there. If you have seen the new AIs that are now existing, lifelike, okay, like they're doing everything. It's really ridiculous what's going on with these new AIs that are there. Mm-hmm.
So hold up.
It's giving what's the Will Smith movie again? What was that one?
iRobot vibes.
iRobot.
It's giving iRobot.
So so these rappers that, okay, so I guess I don't know if I believe this one, but these rappers and celebrities that be talking about they have clones. I don't know if I believe or not believe, but I'm gonna give you some facts. In the 90s, Bill Clinton put a law in place making it illegal to clone human beings outside of the government. So if you go on YouTube, or maybe we can add it in the show, like Bill Clinton have a recording where he's saying they put an act in place that it is illegal to clone humans except the government can clone humans. So I'm saying we all laugh when we hear people talk about clones, right? But they made a law that the government can clone people. That's the first thing. Second thing, there was some rapper in Canada who talked about how much he paid for his clone, and he did a video and him and the clone was sitting there. Now, they were saying it could have been a splice job where he played both roles, but I don't know. But I believe that where there's smoke, there's fire, and a lot of people talking about clones. So I don't know. And when the government start getting involved, I don't know.
But
So you believe in? Go on, Rochelle.
No. Go, Ali. Go, Ali.
Dre, you believe in clones as in they grown from a baby, or like Steve and Stefan?
I don't know. I've never verified that there's a human clone, but I'm just saying, they cloned animals before. Did they clone them from a baby or did they clone them grown? I don't know. I didn't follow it.
So I can. So I was really doing this with my class last week. So there was a sheep, the first sheep that was ever cloned successfully, and she was 4 years old at the time. So they do clone them as babies, and then they grow at the same rates and everything. But it doesn't mean that it's not impossible to grow them as adults as well. So I don't know if you guys ever saw the movie The Island. Have you ever watched that movie with Scarlett Johansson? Okay. So in this movie, because Andre saying that it just gave me that movie. It's called The Island. Really good movie. You should watch it. So these people they're beautiful. They were all white. They live in this place because the whole world is contaminated. And then they win a lottery to go to this beautiful island. Anyway, Ewan McGregor or I forgot his name. He decided he was just gonna see what's going on beyond the doors. And he found out that literally there was no island. They were all clones and they were using them for their organs for rich celebrities or just for rich people in general. So they literally grew these people like cattle. And then whenever their counterpart would get sick, they would literally just kill these people or just take out whichever organ, or you would see some of them pregnant because their counterparts didn't want to put on that belly fat or whatever. So, and that's another conspiracy with me. I believe that everything we see in the movies is literally what is happening or what is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So
Well,
I like that one. I like that one.
Yeah, sorry, Ali, go ahead.
No, I said I like that one. That's a real one. For real. Because if you can think about it in a movie and put in a movie, it can be possible. Yes.
Miss Ababa, your turn.
Oh man, I was just thinking about the next ones, and I'm trying not to get anybody upset, so I'm gonna skip over.
Say it.
No.
Say it.
I'm gonna skip over two, and I'm gonna say.
No man, you have to say yours, Ali. You have to say all of them.
Oh no, I tell you, this boy is sensitive,
Yeah, man. Who text and who want to hang up, but we're gonna say it.
I'm gonna say a theory that I have that I think about a lot is that music can control our bodies and make us do things subconsciously, like kill people. And that's the reason why hip hop and rap with killing is so dominant in the music industry.
So let's bring it back. Right? So let's bring it back. I absolutely agree with you, Ali. And I don't think it's just the music. I think it's whatever you indulge in. Because the Bible says, right? I'm bringing it back to the Bible. The Bible says, by beholding, right? Whether it's by listening, by watching, by playing, by being around it constantly, you are going to change. So if all you're watching is violent movies and you're playing gun games and you're listening to, a lot of violent songs, chances are, okay? So I think there's a very thin line between reality and the world that we live in terms of like what we take in, whatever we bring into our bodies, into our souls. So I agree with you. That's not a conspiracy for me. That's actually real. So yes.
We are 70 to 80% water, and water can be manipulated by sound. I don't know if you ever saw videos where sound was playing and water's actually created patterns from the sound of the frequency playing.
I've seen that.
Yeah. I was watching this one video one time, and this guy said, he said, this woman said that he raped her, a babysitter who was watching his kid. And he said that he lost his job. He was in jail, had to be on bond, on bail, put out on bail. And he said he finally seen the girl, and he's like, yo, why you doing this? You're making a mistake. You're ruining my life. And the girl started crying and said, you know what? I'm going to confess. And he said, I don't know what happened. As soon as she said that, I blacked out and killed her. And yep. And I think that sometimes it's the music that can take over our subconscious, especially when you ever seen just these youths walking around and they singing lyrics, and it's like, yo, I'm killing the and it's like, yo, what's going on? This person is like on another type of time,
That story is crazy, what you just said.
Yep, true story.
This dude was waiting for his proverbial day in court, and then killed the person who was going to that's crazy.
Yeah, but because she lied and she had ruined his life so much that when he seen her, he said, yo, I don't know what happened. I just blacked out and I ended up choking her to death.
Right when she said she's going to confess?
Yep.
That don't even make sense.
But listen, that's what it is. Sometimes the music gets a hold of us in our subconscious.
So who's next? Is it me? So, uh, I believe that the government of America did know something about 9/11. A lot more than what they were saying on TV.
Oh, that was one of the ones I didn't say.
Yeah, yeah. I tell you, if you say what you gotta say, man, you don't want to listen, right? Because when 9/11 happened, when they came to tell George Bush did not even look surprised when they told him what happened 9/11. And I'm just like, that something like that happened, you get up instantly, relieve yourself from where you are, and you get to work solving the problem. This dude had his book upside down, which means he didn't care about what he was doing, right?
Oh, the book was upside down?
Yeah, the book was upside down. So he wasn't really reading the book. It was as if he went there so he could be someplace that they couldn't bother him. Or they would like to say, oh yeah, he was in class with some kids. You know what I mean? I don't know. Anyway, it's just crazy. Because I heard before 9/11, a lot of bankers had a meeting in some hotel in New York City, like planning how they could make money off of calamity or whatever. So that's one conspiracy theory, I believe, that
the guy who owned the World Trade Center took out terrorist insurance a month before.
Yeah, that there's a bunch of stuff, man, around 9/11 that's just fishy. It smells fishy. It's fishy.
Just to add what you're saying, Dre, too, I was watching a documentary.
Don't agree with me, no. Do
not agree with you, Dre. You know that doesn't be happen. You know that. We doesn't be agree. All right. So I was watching this documentary on YouTube. I could look it up and I could probably link it here as well. And it was a lot of like professional people who like demolish buildings, right?
Yeah.
Demolition.
Yeah.
So demolition people,
experts.
you had engineers,
I saw that.
Architects. You watched, okay.
Yes.
And literally they said the way how the building fell, it didn't fall forward. They said it was strategic, like anywhere the blast came from, literally was inside. And a matter of fact, they said you can't find the original footage because everybody will tell you that they heard, like, it wasn't the plane hitting the building. They heard like something going off inside the building first. And then what was amazing, they said the steel beam literally is supposed to disintegrate or burn to ash at a certain amount of degree when it comes to, temperature. And the little plane with the little fuel in the plane could not have destroyed steel beams because that the oil, the gasoline that they use, whatever they use in the plane, it doesn't burn at that temperature. And those buildings were made to withstand earthquake and also to withstand planes. So that whole thing made no sense. They said it's a demolition. It was more of a professional
controlled demolition.
Yes, versus a plane hit it. And they were just saying if you hit a cup, the cup is going to fall over and tumble, and it's going to cause a lot more buildings, way more domino effect. But those buildings did not fall like that. They literally fell straight down.
And they showed buildings burning for 24 hours and not falling also.
Right. Which meant okay, Ali, all right. So 100, again, Andre, I'm not agreeing with you, but 100%.
You're not agreeing, we just saying the same thing.
Yeah, we're just saying the same thing. We don't agree. Absolutely.
Yeah, and in addition to that, like they were showing videos like shortly after of like the plane that hit the building, like actual footage. Well, it just so happens that someone caught up the picture of the plane that flew over Brooklyn. And they were saying the plane that flew over Brooklyn didn't have any windows. But the official story is that um, the is two commercial planes that hit the building. That's the official story. And if you watch the footage of 9/11, there isn't like it's not clear enough to see like the plane that hit, to see like the windows, and there was like there's only one kind of plane that don't have windows. Well, two cargo ships, cargo planes, and like gasoline planes. And that's why the explosion was so big on one of them, was because they were saying that it could have been a gasoline plane. There's a lot of conspiracy going on around.
I agree. I agree. There's a lot that has not been said, because they said even when you have like a regular accident, right? Everybody comes and observe the scene and they take statements and stuff like that. But yet when it came to 9/11, all the parts were shipped away. Like you barely saw any debris because it was sent away. And even when third parties wanted to do their own independent investigation, they were never allowed to do so. So I do feel like there's a lot more going on that side than we are led on to believe. Okay, so my next conspiracy is that the Tupac and Biggie death, that was a political death. Those were political deaths, and not necessarily from gang members or anything like that.
What do you mean?
Why you said that? Why you said that?
Okay,
what do you mean?
So do you know Tupac's mother? Do you know about her?
Yes.
Afina Shakur?
Yes, yeah. Yes, sir. You know that she was a proud member of the Black Panther group?
Yes.
Okay. And do you know that Tupac literally wrote Machiavelli, which was somebody who faked his death, right? Because of, whatever. And he literally released this album, and then shortly after he was killed, in the same way that he said in the song that he was going to die. I don't know. That sounds.
I didn't listen to Machiavelli, so I didn't.
So you saying he died, or you saying he didn't die?
I don't think he died. I still think this man is chilling in some island, enjoying
Cuba.
himself, and just seeing the world burn.
Cuba. They say he's in Cuba.
Yep. I don't think Tupac is dead. I refuse to believe that.
I saw a video of some guy in Cuba that looked like him.
See, to this day, I refuse to believe this man is dead.
Yeah.
But I believe because of the influence of his mom, and because, again, I feel anytime somebody's woke and anything like that, I believe they don't want woke Black people, that have that influence.
Did y'all know that Tupac was about to I don't remember if it was start a political party or if he was gonna run for politics. Did y'all know that?
See? Okay. Just proving the point even more. And I feel that's why he had to get away, because they were planning to kill him. So I believe that's why he left.
Yo, here's a wild one. World War III started a long time ago, and it wasn't about killing people. It was about making people dumb through social media and things like TikTok.
So World War III was against the people.
It was a psychological war. Yo, I was hanging out with my daughter, and for the life of me, she don't know how to sit still. All she knows how to do is these dances. I see all these little kids dancing to no music.
What?
They had just doing these movements. And TikTok takes up millions and millions of hours of our little children's lives.
Wow.
Yeah.
They said they're just dancing.
I mean, think about it, yo. You don't gotta kill somebody. All you gotta do is make their people stupid, and you continue and make your people smart.
But who's people? Because everybody's doing TikTok.
Well,
Everybody.
let's think about it. China owns TikTok.
Uh-huh. And they are all over TikTok.
And also, Chinese people are super smart as hell.
Which they were before TikTok.
Yeah. Yeah. But Americans are on TikTok. What do you mean who's on TikTok?
Right. Both sides are on TikTok is my point. Yeah, both sides are on it. So it's like you dig a hole, dig two kind of thing, right? Because if you're digging the hole for us in America, your people are also hooked on TikTok.
Well, no. You know, like, for instance, Facebook is banned in China. Did you know that?
Because that's an American company. And they don't have control over Facebook. Because Zuckerberg is who has control of Facebook.
Yeah.
TikTok is a Chinese company. That means the government owns half of TikTok. Did you know that? Every company in China, the government owns part of it.
Yeah, I believe it. It.
It's a fact. It's not a theory here. That's a fact.
And speaking of that, let me piggyback off of that. I don't believe in none of this war stuff. None of this Putin versus Zelensky, Trump. I don't believe in none of that. I think there's one world government, and all of this other stuff is just to fool the people. I think everybody's in on what's going on except for the people. We over here thinking that we individuals, I think a lot of niggas worship the Pope. That's what I really think. Or the Jesuits or the Nazis. There's one group of people, I think maybe the Romans, and they are the leaders of the world, unfortunately. And we have this theory of separation, but they are on one world government, that same Sunday law type of thing, feel. And yeah, we as a people are being fooled.
My daughter want to give you a conspiracy. Do you mind?
Sure, bring it on.
So Helen, hold on. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, so TikTok actually creates these cults and like people join these cults. They change their profile picture to represent these cults, and when they gradually do that, more cults form. And like the last cult that happened was in January, and now it all ends. Every cult is over. There's no more cults, and people are trying to start more cults. It's not working out, or like people are like not having it. And because of that, people are actually growing hate against each other. And I remember in social studies, that is what actually formed every political party when George Washington also said not to form political parties. Cults are almost like political parties on TikTok. And that's what actually started everything with political parties. And I feel like the more cults that form in the future, because I know there's definitely going to be more, is you're going to like more people are going to get upset with each other, and it might conclude to violence or something more dangerous.
Yes, I love that. Yes.
Because just adding to what she said, there is actual a dancing cult. That's what I don't remember the name of the cult, but they call it the dancing cult because they do TikTok videos where they're dancing. But then these people move away from their family. They stop talking to them, texting them. They start taking out all their money out the bank and start giving it to these people. They move into this whole place that everybody lives, you know. So
crazy. Wow.
and all of this is happening because of from TikTok. right? They have that place where they feel safe, they can go, they have their own community, not knowing that they're literally losing themselves in these cults. So I don't know if that's a conspiracy, but yeah.
I've never even heard of this stuff.
Yeah. There's a, if I find it, I'll tag you in it. I did find it on Twitter, and I went down that rabbit hole just talking about like all the people who literally left their families and withdraw money because of
dancing cult.
A dancing cult. They do dancing videos on TikTok.
Okay. I know what you're talking about. I see sometimes it'd be like 3 people and they're doing like these dances. That's what you're talking about?
Yes, they do the dances. It's for a particular corporation, but then they leave their family and everything. So it's not just the people that are dancing, it's who they're dancing for. And for them, dancing is more like a religion. And it's very,
so
very
they're
weird.
Dancing for white supremacists.
You said that, not me. Ali, you see the foolishness?
Yep.
All right. Okay, Ali, you see them try.
Yep. Damn, so TikTok is a cult harvester.
Yes, sir. Add that to your list of why you hate TikTok.
But maybe people just want to be in cults. Maybe people just want to believe there's more. Maybe it's natural for people to draw into believing in something.
That's true. I think that everybody wants to feel like they belong. And I believe after the pandemic or during the pandemic, a lot of people felt so alienated, felt so alone. And then social media was like their family. So when people start, commenting and just start, giving you some attention, a lot of people probably, you don't know. You don't know what will get somebody. And, you saying, I really like you and respect you. A lot of people will do what they need to do in order to win you over. So I just think it got worse during the pandemic.
Yeah. All right. Here's a new theory I just created this today. Transgenders are supposed to be trying to get into the minds of kids, and gay people are trying to convert other gay people because numbers are supposed to be reduced on Earth. And so this is supposed to be happening. I'm not saying it's not messed up. I'm saying if everybody was straight, the world would be overrun with people. And so therefore, this has to happen.
So, wait,
this is a wild one, I know.
I'm trying to wrap my head around it. So you're saying,
Dre, it's going to be hard.
Well, I'm gonna try. So you're saying that the gay thing is an agenda to stop population growth?
I'm not saying that is secretly their plan, but I'm saying overall, in the balance of life, it is something that has to happen, or else the world will overpopulate.
So you think that's possible? Okay.
Yeah, and people are gonna convert your kid, and if your kid happens to be one of the ones that get tricked and say, all right, I want to be a man now, God made a mistake, then your kid just happened to be caught in the crosshairs of something that's bigger than us. And I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying they should be targeting kids. I'm just saying everybody is not meant to have if everybody was straight, we would be in a whole heap of trouble. And so there has to be devil worshipers, there has to be transgenders, there has to be gay people. It's just a balance of life.
So you're saying that's nature or God's way of protecting the earth?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yes. It's a wild one, I know. I know it's a wild one. Rochelle, that's wild, right?
It's not wild. I kind of see where it's going, especially when a lot of people believe that even the pandemic is a form of population control. And one of Dre's best friend, I know Dre likes this person very much,
Lord.
Mr. Gates, right? Mr. Gates. So he has always preached, or he has always professed, that we need to control the population because we are going to all starve and die, and we will have enough oxygen and enough food and blah, blah, blah. And, shortly after there's a pandemic, he's now saying we're going to have a bigger and better and greater and worse pandemic than the one that we just came through. And I do believe that there are ways to actually make new super viruses, super bacteria, super germs, so that even with the greatest of technology, we're going to kind of weed out the weaklings and just the strong survive, following Mr. Darwin,
Hold up. Is this a theory you believe?
I actually believe that. So I believe that, okay, so studies have shown.
My words out. Go ahead.
All right, so studies have shown, listen, there's actually several labs that study viruses, bacteria, and I mean, this is something that we have to do because we have to make vaccines, we have to make things to withstand these things, right? However, more than likely, there are ways to make those vaccines, not make the vaccines, make the viruses even bigger and better and badder, right? So that we can make more money as pharmaceutical companies, right? If nobody is getting sick, nobody needs a mass production of anything, then these companies are not making the money that they want. So there are ways to do that. And I do believe that not every pharmaceutical is there to help us. I think some of them are there to make, to create devious and evil plans to kind of wipe out some of the Earth's population, especially certain people and certain population, to be exact.
So if that's the case then, right? How is it that you riding for the vaccine that this guy is pushing if you think he's trying to control the population? If you believe this conspiracy theory, right? And he's the one pushing the vaccine and you here not talking to people because they don't want to get the vaccine. How that work? Like you believe in the conspiracy and then you're running into it at the same time?
You have to watch who's taking the vaccine. I told you this. You have to be smart. Okay. So let me tell you. Okay. So number one, I'm going to say this right off the bat. There are certain places I will not buy fruits and veggies from. But there are certain communities, when I go into them, I know I'm going to buy my fruits and veggies from them because of who is there. There are certain places that you don't want to eat, but if you're going to certain communities.
I need you to speak clearly, please, so the people's.
Okay, all right, straight up, all right.
That's what you're saying. Please.
So let me tell you. So like buying fruits and vegetables from the Bronx is very tricky, right? But if I go upstate, if I go to Westchester, if I go to White Plains, if I go to Scarsdale, if I go to Mount Kisco, if I go to Armand, if I go to Chappaqua.
So predominantly white areas you buy your food from.
Yes, sir.
I don't know why you don't just speak clearly.
I go to them places, first of all, the fruit look different. They taste different. Even the chicken, even the size of the chicken in those places compared to the Bronx is a different kind of chicken, different type of ground beef, different type of steak. Everything is different, right? So
where you got your vaccine from?
Okay, I'm not going to tell you now. I will tell you now. Where did I get my vaccine? I got my vaccine from a 99.9% white population community. dose 1 and dose 2. And if I should take the booster, I'm going right up back to the 99.9% white to get my booster shot. So it's not just taking the vaccine, it's observing and reading the room. Read the room. Okay. You have to read the room. And I love reading. Reading is fun. Okay.
I hear that. I hear you are funny. So let me ask you something. So I guess it's my turn. Let me drop a conspiracy on you.
Let's go.
Did you ever hear about the fact that they can like target like the drugs can target specific kinds of people? Like I was watching this it was a video of a person. They claim it was Gates. I don't it looked like him, it sounded like him, but they said it's a hoax. But anyway, the person was giving a presentation to the CIA, right? And they were saying that they have identified the God gene in people, right? And what they were saying is they can use, because they were combating like the 9/11 Taliban kind of thing, and a lot of that stuff is like religious zealots, right? So they were saying they identified the God gene in people, and there's a way to kill the God gene, right? Or deaden the God gene in people. And so they were saying, how are you gonna do it? They said, well, with vaccination. So one of the operatives said, so what, you want us to, in the middle of a gunfight, be trying to vaccinate people? They said, no, you would do it, you would have some kind of breakout, and then you would vaccinate people. And you know your brother, as you said, my friend, been going around the world trying to vaccinate people. So you ever thought of that?
Of course.
I believe that.
So if that's the case, no matter where you get your vaccine from, if it have certain types of technology there, no matter where you get it from.
Andre, you have to understand this as well. I get what you're saying. You have to understand this.
You serve a God.
Hold on. Exactly, I do. But even, of course, I serve a God and I believe in him and I know that he's going to take care of me. But I have to understand this. The food that you eat, they can target you. The phone that you're listening to, the phone you have, they can target you. The water you're drinking, they can target you. The everything that you're doing, they can target you.
So why people shoot people? Why the government shoot people then? Why they hung? If so, they were saying is the government. We going. We're not even taking turns no more. We're just filling them out. So they were saying it's these rich and powerful people kill Epstein. If that's the case, why they hang him? Why they never just say, oh, he died mysteriously, and just give him some targeted water? Epstein?
Do you think he's dead though?
Hell, I think so, yeah.
I don't think he's dead.
Oh, jeez.
That's another conspiracy. I don't even think this man is dead. So I don't know if I'm going to agree with anything. I don't think. I think he's chilling right there with Tupac. Him and Tupac chilling over there in Cuba. Some cigars and drinking on the beach, laughing at us.
I see. Mr. Baba, you've been awfully silent. What is your conspiracy theory over there?
Oh man, our next one. All right, I'm gonna say one that this is gonna be a two-parter. I don't like to say the word black, but Black people understand when I say that. Black people are the real Jews.
That's not a conspiracy theory. That's a fact.
And That's why Jewish people refer to themselves as Jewish people.
Oh, jeez. Okay.
And they know the
It went
truth.
it went left. It went left. I was with you for Jews, but then it went left.
Yeah, but the people that call themselves Jewish people are not the actual Jewish people.
I agree.
We are. And here's an even bigger one. This one my friend said to me a couple of days ago, and this was a powerful one. She said Caucasian people are dying. And because they are dying, they are trying to kill Black people. So this is why this police thing is happening where we are dying. And she said to me, she said, you know, if we were to be dying as Black people, we would probably do the same thing for survival. We would try to invent artificial intelligence to give the greatest invention since fire. So there's a theory that Caucasian people are dying. They're dying out. You know, they get cancer easier than us. They miseducate us about what we're supposed to eat. And we are the chosen people.
Yeah, well, hear the song was says stop the BC crying, everybody dying. You ever hear that song?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Everybody dying, brother.
You think so?
You don't know anybody that died?
Well, I mean, this is as a whole, the some could say Caucasian people. By that means the blue-eyed, blonde-haired is dying off, or you know. And then some people could say the Caucasian, their color, the regular Caucasian person, they're getting so mixed with Black people by a certain year, there's not going to be any more of them, you know?
Right. So that's
No, but I don't feel it's just only, white people. I believe in a couple of years, a matter of fact, this year, the census that they did, the white people are no longer the majority in the country, and I think I think
in this
adding
country
to your point. So it's not a matter of that they're dying. It's a matter that their numbers are no longer what they used to be because they're not having kids. And their kids are not having kids. And when their kids do have kids, they're not having kids with other white people. So it's like the Caucasian numbers are dwindling. But after a certain year, we're not gonna have Blacks or African Americans. We're not gonna have Latina, or we're not gonna have none of that. We're just gonna have biracial and triracial because everybody gonna be mixed up. Everybody gonna be mixed up.
And then the opioid addiction too.
Yeah, but that's affecting, right? You're saying that's affecting them. Okay, I see. Okay.
Yeah.
Boy, we going down. Rochelle, you have any more?
Yes.
Let's
As a matter of
hear
fact, my daughter just sent this to me. Do you guys know Helen Keller?
I know the name. I don't know.
So she was
dumb,
a
deaf,
deaf.
and blind.
Yeah, right. She was everything. And literally she was able to get her degree and do all of that. Now they're saying that it's a myth, that she was never born and she was never a real person. And even if she was real, she never had all that they claim that she had. So that's another conspiracy. I thought that was a light conspiracy because we've been going heavy and deep.
Oh well, if we want light stuff, then I got one. So, do I have a light one? No, I think all mines are heavy.
So give us the heavy one. Give us the heavy one.
Yeah. So I do believe. So yes, I do believe because the military have put out paperwork on this that like MK Ultra, which is like going back to what Ali was saying with the guy who the woman was about to confess that she lied on him to set him free, and he still killed her. So
Yeah.
there's this program called MK Ultra, and they're saying it's like a mind control program. And what it does is it's like certain, I think it's certain words or something like that triggers you to do, to be susceptible to do whatever it is, whomever it is controlling you want you to do. And so like they'll have people around you, right, who their job is to manage you. And whenever you,
Handlers.
right, yes, exactly, handlers. Yeah. So I'm sure you heard about MK Ultra, Holly. I know you didn't know I know about these things, You always think it's you want. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, yeah. Go ahead. Next.
That one is real. I heard the ex CEO of not CEO, but an ex worker at Facebook say this. He said 150 men run the whole world, and they're all Caucasian men. And I believe that truly.
That's not a conspiracy theory.
I mean, people think presidents, people get mad at Trump.
Oh, I see your point.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's like
okay.
150 men decide the decisions of how the world is going, and they think in terms of hundreds of years. You know?
That's a lot. That is the definition of a long game.
Yeah. While we over here trying to figure out what we trying to do by next week, they over here thinking about their great grandkids.
So I was listening to the radio one day, and Andrew Yang came on the radio, right? And it was right after he pulled out of the election. Remember Andrew Yang and they had the Yang Gang?
Mm-hmm.
It was right after he pulled out, and they asked him why he pulled out. And he said, because Obama called him and told him to pull out. And
Crazy.
they said Obama was calling all of the people running and telling them to pull out and support Biden. And that is how Biden was able to win the nomination, because if you remember, Biden was last place against all the candidates, and then all of a sudden he got the nomination. And I said, here we go, because Bernie was ahead, like a whole host of people. Like Biden was last, Kamala Harris was second to last, and the last and second to last is who we got to vote for. So when people are saying, oh, they choose who, we think we have a choice, and it's people who tell us who we're gonna vote for.
Yes.
That right there was literally the example of what people have been saying.
And how about the idea that in New York a couple of years ago, everybody voted and Hillary won the popular vote, but then lost the collegiate vote? And
no, the electoral college.
The electoral college, right? So what does that even mean about voting if people are voting like, yes, I'm the person, my vote matters?
Let me break that down for you.
Yes.
So New York City and California, right? Could between all right, so America has how many states?
51.
So New York City, California, Chicago probably account for almost half of the people in the country. I said New York City, New York, California, Chicago, and name me one other major metropolis, Florida.
Texas.
or Texas, fine. So let's say 5, right? Responsible for about half of the population. So it, those if it was the people's vote that elected presidents, those states with the highest population would always choose the president. They came
Nothing
up with
wrong with that. Ain't nothing
the,
wrong with that.
well, it is because 5 states out of 50 can't choose the president, because then it is not the country picking, is those 5 states. It wouldn't be an equal representation. So what they did was come up with the electoral college, and the electoral college, what they did was they gave certain states certain amount of votes. So like New York might have 7 votes, but Idaho have 2, because Idaho is smaller and it have less people, right? While New York have a lot more people, so it should have more say, right? But not like an overbearing say. So now, when you hear them say Hillary Clinton won the popular vote, Hillary Clinton won the major states, right? And she won some votes in the smaller states, but she didn't win the smaller states. Like she won some votes, she didn't win most of the votes. I'm explaining to you how you can win the popular vote, but you don't win the presidency. So in every state, people are gonna like you, and some people are gonna vote for you. But most people are gonna vote one way or the other in a particular state. So she will win. She won New York, California, because those are 2 Democratic states. Connecticut is also a big Democratic state, and Connecticut is a big state, right? I think she did win Pennsylvania. No, Pennsylvania was flipped. But she won, like, let's call it, say, 49% of Pennsylvania, some figure, right? The point is, most people voted for her, but she, like a lot of the smaller states, they were saying Hillary Clinton didn't go to those states, right? Because she just figured, oh, they're not gonna vote for Trump. So I'm not even gonna go to these places. And I mean, they were saying she was older and tired and whatever, right? Or she was pretentious and thought she was too good to go to the smaller states. And so what happened was she did win votes in every state, but she didn't win most of the votes in most of the states. And that is why she won the popular vote. Let's do the math. Let's do the math while we're on here, so we're giving the people the right information. Uh, Population. Look up the population of Chicago for me. I'm looking up the population of New York.
I think New York is about 8 million.
Right. So 8.4.
Oh no,
million.
I'm thinking of New York City.
No, New York is 8.4 million.
Chicago's 2.71 million.
All right. So New York is 8.4. Sorry, listeners, for doing this. And you said Chicago is what?
2.7 million. But Illinois is 12.6 million.
Okay, is Illinois a Republican or a Democratic state?
Let me see.
California, right? California population is, oh Jesus, 39 million people in California, right? 39 million.
Illinois is Democratic.
And you say how much is there?
12.6 million.
12.6. So between those, California, where I looked up California, Chicago, Illinois, California, and New York. We're at 65 million people. right? So
Mm.
if I keep going, to those big states, a lot of times those big states are a lot of times those big states are democratic states, right? And so if she keep winning all the democratic states which have high population, she will get the popular vote. But a lot of those small red states in the West and Mid and Central America and North America, they might not have high population, but their vote counts. And
And
Donald
their vote,
Trump,
but my problem with the system, Dre, is that their count values more than the states that have a lot of people. It's not our fault we have a lot of people,
it
but why
can't.
is it that one of their votes value 10 to even 100 people in New York? That's not fair neither.
So I don't know how you're factoring that, but those smaller states don't have the same amount of votes as the bigger states. So how are
They
you
don't, but
factoring
their
that?
vote is of a bigger consequence than the ones in the little states. One of their vote is equal to like I think it's about 100 New Yorkers. One of their votes.
And how much and how much New York vote is worth? Because New York has, we got all the conspiracy theories now, but New York has, how many electoral college votes? New York has 16 electoral college votes, right? So what you're doing is you're saying, well, if New York have 16 million people, that's one vote per million, right? But those states that have 300,000 and have two votes, that's one vote per 150,000. That's the way you're factoring it. But you can't really factor it that way, because if that's the case, you would give one vote to each one of those smaller countries if you're factoring it like smaller states. If you're factoring it against a major state.
Okay.
I don't know what they use to decide how you get one electoral college vote, but I do understand where you're coming from. I don't agree that 5 states should be able to pick the president of a country,
But that's
because
exactly what's happening. It's always down to Florida. They're always picking it every time it comes to Florida. It's not fair, right?
it
It's
can
always
it
some state with two people that live up in a corner. They're devoting the whole state of the country. It's to me, it
it
doesn't make sense.
can't okay, so it can't be one state that picks the president, because by the time they get down to that one state, everybody else votes was counted. So it's not one state that's picking the president. You're based in your statement based on the fact that for the past couple of years the presidency has come down to uh, one state or two states, and that's because we're tallying and checking to make sure no fraud was done. But that's not, all the other votes counted. So it's not one state that's speaking. It's like it's like it's like we're about to eat dinner, and you decided you wanted to bake your chicken. The rice is finished, the salad is finished, everything is finished, and we're waiting on your chicken. You can't say, um, Rochelle is deciding all the time whether we eat or not. It just happens that you bake chicken. The next time you fry chicken, the rice is gonna take longer to cook than the fried chicken. You're gonna say the rice is who is deciding that what we eating for the. It just happens
The
that.
rice is holding us hostage. The chicken
Uh,
is holding us hostage.
okay.
Yep.
Conspiracy theory, please bring up
That
another
is the
one.
conspiracy theory. That
All
Florida is holding us hostage every time.
right.
That's the conspiracy.
Yep. That
You
happened
know,
with Kerry and Bush.
who?
Kerry and
Oh,
Bush.
Kerry and Bush? I don't know about that. You mean John Kerry and Bush?
Yeah, I think it was a
Oh,
2004
I'm like,
election.
what? Who the hell is Carrie Ann Bush?
A Jamaican girl from Montego Bay.
Exactly.
Here's the theory I have.
Yeah, let's hear it. I don't know why you're acting shy.
The lottery is not random. They pick out the winner every time. They pick out the winner every time. Sometimes, most of the time, it's some old people. I don't know. Stop playing the lotto.
But how you gonna win? If you not play, how you gonna win?
Yo, you know how much man play $500,000 and ain't win a scratch?
Dude, I have a cousin in Jersey. This dude play the lotto like every week. And he wins every week.
Wow. Like how much?
About like, 800 there, 500 there, 2,000 there.
Okay.
He plays in Jersey and he plays in New York. If he come to New York, he buy tickets in New York.
All right, so maybe I'm crazy then.
No, but I do think it's odd because some people I've heard of a couple of people who won it multiple times. So I do think it's odd that they say that if you buy one ticket, the odds of you winning, if you buy one ticket, is the same as if you bought 50 tickets. And I'm like, how in the world is that possible?
Right.
Because if I buy one ticket, I only have one chance to win. If you buy 50 tickets, you have 50 different chances to win. The odds cannot be the same. But that's them telling you, we know who we're picking. So no matter how much tickets you buy.
Yep.
Ah, man. Let me think of a conspiracy theory. Do I have one? I don't have no more. I tell you, y'all have more than me. Rochelle.
So my kids gave me a conspiracy theory. My students, they actually told me this. They said, so we were doing, genetics and genes, and we were watching the, the development of the baby in the womb. And one of my students said to me, Miss, why is it that we don't remember what we were doing inside our mom's belly? Why is it I don't remember that? I said, maybe you did remember that when you were younger, but do you remember what you were doing when you were 4? Do you remember what you were doing when you were 5? I said, you may have vague memories, but maybe when you were 5, 6 months, you fully knew what you were doing in your mom's belly. But maybe as you got older, we literally forgot. But think about this. A lot of us, the way that we slept in our mother's womb, right? Whether it was in a fetal position, all curdled up, some people have to sleep snuggled in. That's because that's the same feeling that the womb would give us. So maybe we are, remembering, or a lot of what we do now is based on how we acted in the womb. Do you agree with that, gentlemen?
No, because you didn't have a choice but to curl up. The womb was so small, you couldn't stretch out forever.
Dre, I'm going to tell you something right now. I curl up in my big old king size bed every night. Every night, I curl up in there in a fetal position, and I have to be wrapped in. Like if the blanket is not curled up under my head. Hey, you better swaddle me. And I love the dark, just like in my mother's womb. It was dark in there. Geez. I don't want to see a peck of light. Nothing of light.
So let me ask you. So those who sleep spread out and like to have the TV playing in the background because they don't want the room dark. What womb were they in? Because as far as I know,
their mother used to sleep with enough light. Maybe their mother slept with a lot of light there. So maybe that.
Oh my gosh. I'm about to say every womb is dark. So I don't know what
maybe there are some lighted wombs. I don't know. Or or maybe they were scared of the womb, but I embrace the womb. That would be a good study. People who love light, how do they sleep? Do they sleep in a fetal position or do they sleep with their legs spread out? Maybe that's something, maybe that's a good thing to study. Maybe there's some correlation there.
Oh man. Well, guys, hopefully this episode was entertaining to you, and hope you don't judge us. We got this topic idea and decided to run with it. Thank you for listening, and see you on the next one. Rochelle, Baba.
Big bless.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye.
Bye. Well, guys, thank you for listening to another episode of the Gwan podcast.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, we are already on YouTube. If you don't know, now you know for the second time. Please like, subscribe, share our videos, spread the word, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend.
Yes. And if you want us to talk about something that you want to hear about, you could email us at wagwanpodcast@gmail.com. WAHGWAN podcast@gmail.com. We're also on Instagram and we're on all your other favorite platforms. That's Apple, Google, Spreaker, SoundCloud, whatever you want. We got it. Listen in.